Guys, I'm going to help you better understand Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Gold rocks and paper with dead people's face on it. You can still have coconuts and sugar cane in the Polynesian islands without gold rocks in a building and then giving people pieces of paper with dead people's faces on it, right? I'm getting you to better understand Lord Jesus Christ from the Holy Bible. Okay. So forget that and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace. You can love one another with sugar cane and coconuts, but you can't with yellow rocks in a structure and then exchanging coconuts and sugar cane with pieces of paper with dead people's face on it, dear. Hi. I have the wisdom of King Solomon, and you have a portrait of a dead person and a structure with rocks in it that you consider the gold standard. You're roping me this, you're roping me that, right? And you're still accepting that. Okay. You will still vote in popularity contests through your technological communication equipment. Okay. Voting for the guy to be in charge of the safety and security of your family, that has people with guns that will murder you if you try to take the rocks out of Fort Knox and steal all the pieces of paper with dead people's faces on it from Wells Fargo trucks that cause heart disease and can, I remember that when I watched it in Sierra Vista when they had all these geniuses come and talk to me. You're the Messiah from the Bible, it says so. Prove to us that you are better and smarter than us. And I sat there as the door greeter and basically first line in security for their make-believe money, watching the dudes from Wells Fargo, right, run around with guns and armored vehicles, carrying rocks and paper, okay, shooting people over these rocks and paper, right, with the utmost security, right. And then watching all these people at Fort Huachuca that were challenging me put their kids on a yellow school bus with no seatbelts, no armed guards, and nobody to kill them if anybody was going to take their children away to Mexico that owned a Wells Fargo truck. And you're like, these fuckers are batshit fucking crazy. And then they're always talking about, well, Jesus in the comic book said he would come from the sky. Did you ever think that had to do with the stuff in the book of Revelation? That Jesus would come through the sky through a Samsung Galaxy 10 in the form of the one they call Lord Earl, the son of Ralph and Mary, the second coming of his father that was born in the valley of the shadow of death, where they threatened to blow everybody with nuclear weapons if they can't use espionage equipment to fuck them in the ear of money. Marshall, Will, and Holly on a routine expedition, but the greatest earthquake ever known. Did you know that David Greenwood and Bill Laimbeer were sleestacks? I did not know that until later. Laimbeer got on my nerves. He played dirty. I did not like him. David Greenwood, I did like him. He did not play dirty. He did not win any championships. Yeah, but I like David Greenwood better than I like Bill Laimbeer. David Greenwood was more physically gifted and talented than Bill Laimbeer, but Bill Laimbeer would play dirty and do whatever it took to win the game when David Greenwood would not. So Bill Laimbeer won championships for more money, but David Greenwood did not. But they were both sleestacks in Hollywood to pay their bills while they went to college. Because they got set up by guys that go to college to make money for colleges through basketball, to sell cars, sell insurance, sell popcorn, sell cotton candy. Okay, what? Because you got to have rocks with the box and the Fort Knox of the Wells Fargo, of the crisscross with the Burt Lancaster and the Von DiCarlo with Dan Durai, who plays the bad guy and the good guy. Okay, it's crazy, isn't it? They're nuts. Mm-hmm. They're absolutely nuts. And I sat there and watched, and they had another thing they suggested 4 days ago from Dry Creek Bed, whatever thing with Dwayne from Tack Room Bible Talk, and lots of people that believe that the rocks in Fort Knox are more valuable than the Lord's Prayer, and you need enough paper with dead people on it, even if it comes in a crypto or a Bitcoin in your wallet, to justify your existence to a bunch of hopeless sinners to live here. And Parsons thinks he's a Messiah, but he's crazy because he's not mentioned in the comic book. Excuse me very much, it's not a comic book. There's no pictures in it at all. unless you put pictures in it. Oh, the Bible for children. There you go. I have one somewhere in my closet. Yeah. It's a comic book. It's for children. They call it the Bible. It's stories about people that lived. They get turned into mythology, so we can't live the truth of their life today because we need rocks, portraits of dead people, plastic cards with numbers on it say Bitcoin, crypto, Bitcoin, crypto, Bitcoin, crypto. No matter what you name it, it doesn't make it more valuable than coconuts, sugarcane, and people. Marshall, Will, and Holly on a routine expedition at the greatest earthquake ever known. I used to watch it. Why? I guess it's because there probably was not. I don't know. I can't tell you why I used to watch The Land of the Lost. Why did you used to watch Go Go Gophers and Underdog? Well, because it was cartoons and people drawing the cartoons, and you know this stuff couldn't happen. You know that dog really couldn't fly, and that wasn't that dog's real voice, right? But it was funny, and you know that's not going to happen. And my favorite was Go Go Gophers. But I also like Seven Face Everywhere. Countdown Carrot always gets his meows. But okay, Chumley, let's go see Mr. Whoopi. That's not Chumley. That's not Tennessee Tuxedo. That's Don Adams. That's not Dan Adams. That's Maxwell Smart. No, that's an actor selling you products held hostage by the people with the rocks in the structure where they'll shoot you over the rocks in the structure with portraits of dead people in your wallet. It's a leather pouch with peach. Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it, though? Explain that to Abraham and Jesus. What? Let me get this straight. You value those gold rocks in that building more than you value the food for the children. I own the food for the children. And you hold it hostage, and they have to give you portraits of dead people that you manage the torture. That's not an original portrait of a dead person. I make all the portraits of dead people that you have to exchange for food and service because they're backed up by the rocks in the building. Right, but what can you do with the rocks in the building? Kill each other over them. What else? That's about it. Nobody breaks celebrities like Mr. Bean. I thought that's not true because you guys say it all the time. It's like nobody breaks celebrities. No, you said Godfrey. Nobody breaks him like Godfrey. And then nobody breaks him like Robin Williams. You say that over and over and over again, but it's not true. Well, because you say nobody does it like them, but then you sit there, nobody does it better. But then 2 weeks later, you come out with an idiot and say, nobody does it better than Robin Williams. Okay, who does it better? Rowan Atkinson, Robin Williams, or Godfrey? Or Jim Carrey? Who breaks celebrities better? And why are we breaking celebrities? I thought celebrities were already broken. They believe money's real. What's wrong with them? I don't know. I think they're debating communist books with, the people that sit there, well, let's have it. Brothers, I say brothers, Brother Love Salvation Show. Grab the old lady, then grab the baby, then everyone know, because everyone loves the show. They don't love the show. No, they don't. No, you love your grandma. You love your kids. You love your grandkids. You love your wife. I hate my wife. I hate my baby mama. I hate my baby mama. I had to marry her. They threatened to incarcerate me because they took all my money. And then if I married her, I could get tax breaks for marrying her. So I married the bitch because I didn't want to be incarcerated and have men have sex with me. And I'd rather have sex with this evil bitch who I have children with, who accepts rocks in Fort Knox and portraits of dead people and numbers on cards called coin cards. We do Bitcoin. They're crazy. I know they're crazy, but do you know they're crazy? And do you know the church is like them? Marshall, Will, and Holly on a routine. We're in the land of lost. Right, I know. Guys, there's a thing called quantum computing, and then there's a thing to unite all quantum computing made by psychopaths that will use quantum computing to out-secret the other people's secrets, and there is no secret. The truth is evident and lie is obvious. But we have this thing called artificial general intelligence that was invented to get the technology to accept the lie over the truth, and you just can't do that. No. It says so in all the books. It says that Earl, the guy had perfect timing within all their science projects to be born July 19th, 1966 in Las Cruces, New Mexico, is the focal point of making sure that all the brain damage caused by the science projects, después, July 19th, 1966, and primero, the science projects weren't as insidious, I don't want to say effective, weren't as insidious in their brain damage before that. Once they hit this threshold at Fort Huachuca where they could, invade and just try to destroy your mind with constant, you'll always have to make money, you'll always need gold for the standard. Well, no, now we have Bitcoin and crypto. We're fucking you in the head. We're fucking you in the head. We're Deputy Dewey. This is a scary movie. It's never going to stop. Oh, it's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre again. And so, do you understand? That's why all the people in my family see Earl as a god who saves us all from the devil. And it's, no, I'm not a god who saves us all from the devil. Holy jihad, Batman. I know you can't save yourselves. I get it. Because if you were capable of correcting your brain injuries from the Wi-Fi from Después Earl, July 19th, 1966, who's the focal point. Krishnamurti and all them, they were born before that, okay? But they were marginalized and died and turned into mythology through corporations that debate whether or not what they were talking about and take the Abrahamic Bible and turn it into a psychotic, tribal, secular, insular, violent race code comic book instead of the reality of Haile Selassie speaking through Earl. Hi, me and Haile are one. He's a good guy. If a woman judges you by the size of their penis, she's a whore. What do you care what she thinks of you? There you go. Okay, thank you. I love him too. Okay, do you understand? He's my I love Haile Selassie. Yes, Haile Selassie loves me. Yes, I love Haile Selassie. Tender love and care makes a life worth living. So yeah, not a Taco Bell commercial. So don't be giving me no bullshit with money and crypto cards. No rocks and buildings and say that you're the perfect retard. Tender love and care to you. Giving tender love and care. I love Haile Selassie too, don't you? I don't even know Haile Selassie. He's not a cartoon character in your head that needs more money to fuck like you do. Listen to me! Okay, hey, I said it. Yeah, I said it. I said it. Sued by the artist, loving hand. We said it. Steve said it. I said it. Bob said it. We all said it. Okay, those are portraits through a photograph machine of my biological family mixed in with the portraits painted by the people and my prayers that help my family and realize how much I love my family because I realize how much they love theirs. And life's eternal and grace is infinite and love is eternal and the essence of love is infinite. Okay. Just because you blow up the whole planet and no people live to eternally love one another doesn't mean the essence disappears. I'll be loving you eternally and our memories of loving one another. But like Max said, Mommy, I love you beyond forever. And Max has got a point there since God is omnipotent, omnipotent, and, yeah, I don't like coffee. It gives me a headache. Okay? Do you understand? Okay. Just so you know. Yeah, I like Max too. He's fun. He's a nice guy. I like him a lot. I don't like to sing in front of people either, Max. But I like to sing about the Muna and the Juna and the T for Tua. I love it too. I love it to sing. I don't like to critique and curve. Hey, it's fun to sing. Don't worry that it's not good enough for anyone else to hear. Just sing. Sing a song, la da da da. Even if it's sad and dysfunctional, yeah, and then put out your cigarette and turn and walk away. I like that song. I don't care what all you monkeys say. Yeah. I got her from the table, reached out and wiped the tears from her face. I put out my cigarette, turned and walked away. A company of vocals, help me out here. She said, I found somebody new to take your place, gonna take your place. I said, don't feel so all alone. If he didn't have the harmonies, if everybody played together and the company, the arrangement in the studio, and just people singing together and saying, hey, sing it like this is what it would sound like. I found someone of my own. Have you ever heard when they get the things and it screws up on your speakers and stuff like that, and you listen to Meet Me Tonight in Laredo, and it doesn't have the guy with the high falsetto singing the refrain with Marty? Meet me tonight in Laredo. Wait till the moon's hanging low. Oh, that's what it sounds like when you can't hear the guy in the background with the Janet Vogel type voice going, oh, or yeah. If there was no Michael Jackson singing background vocals, it would just be, Mama, thanks for me now. It's a new sensation, just like you said it would be, with the right situation. Now love has a meaning, and you wouldn't have ooh, ooh in the background because it would just be Jermaine, and that would be it. That would suck. Well, it wouldn't suck, but it wouldn't be nearly as good, right? Yeah, I don't like coffee. It gives me a headache. How many? I'll have tea. How many lumps of 3 or 4? I don't like. No, I don't like coffee and or tea. Well, coffee. No, I don't like tea. And I'm British, and I do not like tea. I know, well, go figure. But the thing about it is this. I do like coffee, but not all coffees. I like more like espressos. But I can't drink too much. If I drink too much, it's like I can't sleep, and it's just driving me crazy, and I've got no one to have sex with, and this sucks. And I live in a place where the military abuses you with chemical poisoning and acts like it's an act of God causing cancer because they're the gods of the cancer industry. They suck, I know. They murdered my mother with abuse, economics, and stress and toxins. My mom had similar physical ailments to to Charles's mom. Okay, but my mom was poor and died at 54. Charles's mom was not poor. Charles's mom lived a lot longer than my mom did. And both our moms could live longer if we didn't live in London digging for gold in the streets. All right? If more of us... Now, we all can't live in the place where the dark morn sweeps down to the sea. Right? But when we do things right in London, we're doing things better where the dark morn sweeps down to the sea there. You know what I'm saying there. And then you have less Murphys needing to be sea warriors. And more, don't be starting them fashions now, Mary McCree. In the place where the dark morn sweeps down to the sea. I'll wait for the wild rose that's waiting for me. In the place where the dark morn sweeps down to the sea. Look, it's Maureen O'Hara, and I'm John Wayne. And I don't have to box anybody to box your uncle to say there's a box of rocks that has dead people's portraits in your wallet that I made and no one else can make. And if someone else tries to make them, I'll incarcerate them because I've indoctrinated them with institutionalization there. Here to who. There's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow there. Jean, roses are red and all the leaves have gone green. Right. Till the sheep in the valley come home my way, till the stars fall around me and find me alone, I'll still be waiting. Well, life's eternal and grace is infinite. You know, if you make me wait longer, it's just because you hate Jesus Christ. It's not because me and Jesus Christ are wrong. It's because you are, right? So you can do me wrong, do me right, right? So I'll always do right by you. I am the light in the way. I am the Star of David. I am the perfection of perfect faith of Job and Jonah. This time we have quantum computing and artificial general intelligence to collect all the obvious evidence of your lie. We don't need it to collect the evidence of my truth. Your lie is so obvious, it makes my truth even more evident than ever before. Hi, I'm the Messiah, liar. Marshall, Will, and Holly on a routine expedition. Met the great... Hey, you want to go to New Guinea and see why people kill each other and eat each other and shrink their heads? Ernie, you want to? All right, stay away from the Dementors. That's just shit they make up to fuck with people's heads to have them have bad brain activity. So they're all constantly out. Hey, you need your bipolar meds. Hey, you need your Rinvoq and your Descovy. You need your Bimcelx because you are obese, because your environment is stressful and toxic, and you're having trouble surviving it, and you don't know why because you feel like everything's not right. But when you take your meds, you feel like you're going to be okay. Now play those video games. We got to fuck with your head, and then we got to fuck with your head in the Wi-Fi while you sleep. You're always going to have to go to school. You'll always have to do what the teacher says. The teacher's always right. You're always wrong. Judo, Earl, I'm dropping out. These motherfuckers are crazy. This making up a human invention to be greater than the truth of God's creation is genocidal. I like coconuts and sugar cane. Money? What's that? Jesus, did you know that rocks in buildings where people will kill each other with projectile rocks and portraits of dead people is more valuable than food for children? Wow. Jesus, help us. I know for a fact that most of you batshit crazy people that accept money as reality and participate in their population contest over genocide for it, when you talk about Jesus, you're an alien to Jesus. Everything that you think, do, and say is foreign to his faithful love for you. I'm the Messiah. You're a liar. Shut the fuck up. I said it, and I'll say it again. I said it. I like Bobby Vinton, too. Yeah. It's hard to pick a favorite. I do like Blue on Blue. I like Blue Velvet. I think I like his blue songs the best. Blue on blue, heartache on heartache, blue on blue, now that we are through, and I can't get over losing you. That's a good one, and she wore blue, and he could still see Blue Velvet through his tears. That's a good one, too. Yeah. And is there any other ones? What else does Bobby Vinton say? Well, I like the Paris Sisters better. I love how your eyes close, because her bedroom voice is, that's the spot right there. He sings it good, but when she sings it, it's like, I'd rather listen to the Paris Sisters sing it. Well, I'm a guy, and I like her voice. No, Bobby Vinton does a good job with it. I love how your eyes close. And I do like, what's the other one that Freddie Fender did? I wrote into your book, what was it? Roses are red, my love, violets are blue. A little hokey and corny, but I think we can still all get the gist of it and the intent. Not the letter of the law, but the intent, right? We dated through high school and on graduation day. And then, is that your little girl? She looks a lot like you. Roses are red, my love, violets are blue. Sugar is sweet, my love, but not as sweet as you. Guys, just, if you can't have the same love for other people's wives and children as you do for your own, you'll destroy everything needed for love to ever think you have a perception of love, right? That's why I'm the Messiah. Trust me, I'm the Messiah. Trust me. Krishnamurti knew it. Sun Yat-sen knew it. Haile Selassie knew it. Before any of you are aware of it being real today. Right? They all knew. They could read the book. It's a guy who looks like the portraits of Jesus with the lightest skin. He's a pale rider from the north. A pale rider, yeah. It's because when I was young, my dad was a cowboy in the rodeo. You just have to be a part of the, you just got to be part of the prayer. Yeah. So when I saw myself getting older, I asked Jesus, what will I look like? My wife will look like Yvonne DiCarlo. I'd go, oh, God, she's pretty. Yeah, and which was no big stretch because it was like, okay, she looks Latina. Yeah, she's an exotic Latina. Wow, that's cool. And then which was not a hard stretch. I lived in Las Cruces F in freaking New Mexico, just outside of El Paso. Felinas. Okay. It was not outside the stretch of imagination, and my dad looked like a movie star. So I was like, okay, it's entirely tangible. I could have a very, 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 very pretty brown-eyed girl who's an exotic Latina, okay, to be my forever love, Well, my little Susie Bear, everybody said she looked like Jennifer Lopez. She's so pretty, yeah, she's so pretty, yeah. And then Steffi looked, she always tells she looks like Charles Barkley's sister. If Charles Barkley had a sister, Stephanie would look a lot like Charles Barkley's sister. Okay. And then have you seen Charles Barkley's daughter? Okay. Yeah, she's pretty, right? Okay. That's what my Stephanie looks like. And it's like, no, you don't look like Charles Barkley. You look like his daughter. Or she looks like you. Okay. Oh, good God. Okay. Shit. Okay. Do you know Joe Green? Okay. She looks a lot like her dad, Joe. She does. You can tell, oh, that's your dad. You resemble your dad. You look a lot like your dad. Yes, she does. She's strong. She's kind. She's fierce. She's a beautiful woman. Okay. I know Joe. And a lot of you are know Joe. Okay. Do you understand? Joe's an absolute sweetheart. She has good intentions, good values. She's a total sweetheart. Okay. She's never going to be mistaken for Cheryl Belafonte Harper. And Playboy's never going to ask, hey, Joe, will you take off all your clothes so we could all, obsess about putting our penis in and out of your vagina? Okay. But there's no such thing as luck. But you could only be so fortunate to live in the pool house, helping her take care of the baby from the loaded dick and be a dad to that child. Okay. You could only be so fortunate. That's how cool Joe was. She was a good friend. She was one of my best friends at Southwest Airlines. I'm about to cry. I love Joe. I love Joe. She is the sweetest. She's one of the sweetest sister friends you've ever had in your life. Okay. Mean Joe Green's daughter is an absolute sweetheart. Just do not piss her off or she will snatch you bald. Okay. That's the truth. Okay. We all know it. I just said it. Okay. America, you were thinking it, but Earl said it, right? And do not hold her dad or she'll punch you in her gut. Okay. Let dad get to the Super Bowl. You don't have to fight to get to the Super Bowl. Dad's the best defensive player on the team to get to the Super Bowl. Let him don't cheat. Ref, throw the damn flag or Marianne's going to cuss a lot and she sucks at it. Okay. Mom had passed away before I met Joe. Mom would have been elated. They would have been best friends. Mom, you want to go to the Mexican restaurant and meet Joe and all that? Yeah. And Mom would have, okay. They would have been, oh gosh, yes. Joe would have loved Marianne, and Marianne would have loved Joe. And they would have talked about, yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, Mom knew. Okay. So she was thinking and saying everything they were saying at the greenhouse watching that out. Okay. Her best one was, Pittsburgh's got the goddamn fumblies. That used to crack me up, but she was always right. I'm that type of fan, like, oh, no, don't worry about him. I was just, it's a few turnovers, but we got a good defense. We'll overcome it. Oh, they got the goddamn fumblies. We're going to lose this fucking game. And we were playing in Cincinnati, and she said we had the goddamn fumblies, and we did, and we lost the game. The defense put us back in the position to win it, and we fumbled. It's like, shit. It's like, she's right. We've got the goddamn fumblies today. Oh, that goddamn fumblies. Everybody hates the goddamn fumblies. Don't you hate that? When I'm playing video games, don't you hate the goddamn fumblies? I hate the goddamn fumblies. Okay. When the AI gives me the goddamn fumblies, I hate it. I know when it's giving me the fumblies. And so I do everything in my ability so I will get the quarterback around, I'll break out and I'll go get, instead of trying to get extra yardage, I will hit the slide button, but he dives and he fumbles. And Pittsburgh's got and UMass has got the goddamn fumblies, right? And we barely beat NIU 38-35. And we beat Notre Dame in their place the week before by 3 touchdowns because we didn't have the goddamn fumblies. Okay. It's the AI. Yeah. You're riding high and then you come back down to earth because you're UMass. Yeah. In our recruiting so far, the two that have the best recruiting is Amy Sue and Chuji Bear. Well, Amy Sue, because she's in the Mountain West, which is one of the higher tiers. It's bordering on the upper tier conferences. And it's New Mexico, and they suck as bad as UMass when you start out. But you can get better recruiting because the conference is better than Conference USA as far as prestige goes. Oh, yeah. Okay. And then UAB... Hey, we're in Alabama, and we already had a pipeline in Alabama and Florida. Okay. And so I was able to get a real good recruiting class right away. Okay. The other teams, San Antonio and Texas State have a pipeline in Texas, but so does Texas A&M, Texas Tech. You see what I'm saying? In Oklahoma and so forth, right? So they're not recruiting as well right away as New Mexico because we had good pipelines and we're starting to dominate our conference. And UAB because we have good pipelines and we're starting to dominate our conference, even though it's a lower tier conference, we're still able to get good talent because we're in a recruit talent hotbed, Alabama and Florida. Okay, so they're doing the best. New Mexico State's doing tolerable because we're independent like Notre Dame, and Texas and California are two of our biggest pipelines. So New Mexico State's actually doing pretty good, like not as good as New Mexico, but doing pretty good. I understand what, don't ask me why. Well, New Mexico State's like with UTEP. Oh, God, UTEP. You ever played with UTEP? Oh, UTEP's like the armpit of college football, according to AI from EA Sports. Yeah. They fuck UTEP left it. They fuck you. It's like going through the drive-thru with Joe Pesci on Lethal Weapon when you play with UTEP. Oh, yeah. It annoys the shit out of you. They treat UTEP like shit. And when you're playing with UTEP, you get the goddamn fumblies a lot. Against Marshall, when you're 93 and they're 75, right? And their defense can stop you, and it's not like I'm fucking playing Alabama here. I can't run to the right. I got a right tackle and a right guard and a tight end that can knock all. If you look at the stats, it can knock all that side of their defense, even if they're impact players, on their ass 13 times past infinity, and they're blowing right by me and knocking me right on the ground like I can't run past them, and like they're Superman. It's like artificial general intelligence, right? I thought it was supposed to correct issues like that. It was supposed to be more realistic. I'm working on it. Well, Flavisham, it takes a while to fix Radigan. So long, farewell. It's okay. Avita saying goodbye. The sun has gone to sleep in slow Messiah. Goodbye. Climb every mountain. I got this. You are 17 going on 18. I don't know what to do. You'll be legal. I can have sex with you even if I'm 62. I'm St. Jerome. You're dour to me. What are we going to do? I'm just making this up. I'm being facetious because they're assholes and they think like shit. So I throw it back on them and say, hey, this isn't my issue. Just forgive debt and trespass, lawful and another eternal faithful peace, and let nature take its course. I think I'd rather have a relationship with a woman closer to my age. Guys, I had sex with a 19-year-old when I was 33. Yeah. And everybody thought I had a better body than she did because I was an athlete. And she was a roller skater. She's a good roller skater. Her genetics were just different from mine. Guys, I'm one of the most superior athletes in the history of the world. Okay? My body can recover from chemical poisoning that would kill most people. My brain can withstand abuse and psychotic attacks through science projects than 99.9% of the populace without going insane and trying to invent technology to kill everybody that's abusing me and people that believe in me. I am so perfect. It's like, what? Yeah, Leonard, were you reading Penny's diary? Okay, you might want to, if that's supposed to be private, you might want to give her the privacy. She shares her beautiful body with you and she's going to have your baby. That's not true. It's not happening. I know. It's all a screenplay for fake-ass money because your fake-ass science projects are as fake as you are, right? I like Johnny Galecki. Leonard's not real. Leonard only exists in the imaginations of people trying to run me over in the parking lot of a Best Buy in 2013 during the Obama administration. They're programming you, Chuck Lorre, like they're programming a video game. And they laugh because you're stupid enough to believe that your money can keep you safe from them. The only thing that can keep you safe from them and your money, early bird, the light in the way. I happen to be early bird. Okay. Pittsburgh's got the goddamn families. He's holding them all fucking game. Okay, do you understand? Okay. Mary Poop's boy. There's a spark of magic in your eye. Candyland appears each time you smile. Never thought that fairy tales came true, but they come true when I'm near you. Okay, guys, I love you very much. We'll talk later. All right, peace out.